Welcome to Let's Talk Petty. We are not petty, but we love talking about it. I'm Kate.
I'm Andrew, and I'm not a beekeeper.
My dad was a beekeeper.
Not officially. His beekeeping was very unofficial and off the books.
Was it?
I assume.
I don't. Is there official beekeepers?
If you have a beekeeping business. Are you even going to ask me why I'm talking about beekeepers?
No, I'm very interested in just this whole official, unofficial beekeeper thing now.
We're going to have to talk about that in another episode.
Okay.
Because I can't explain it all in just a short period of time. We need at least an hour.
Oh, an hour. That's
we
a
might
lot.
need to make one of our full episodes on season 2 about official versus unofficial beekeepers and the petty squabbles they have.
I'm intrigued.
All the official ones are just, they can't stand the unofficial ones because they're coming in on their territory. You know how it goes.
I don't. That's why I'm so interested.
But you're going to love that episode then.
I really will. So why are you talking about beekeepers?
Well, this lady, she could be official or unofficial. I don't know. But I've got a great story today about a lady that did a very petty thing when it came to an eviction on a house. And it wasn't even her house.
And she is...
I'm not even going to tell you anymore. We're just going to...
With bees?
With bees.
Okay.
I'm going to jump in. I'll just tell you the title of the article. Bees unleashed an attack on deputies during eviction enforcement, Hampton County Sheriff says.
Does she have a pack of trained bees?
She might. I guess you're going to find that out.
What did she take a queen, stick it on like one of the officers, and then when the bees all follow, she's like, joke's on you.
She probably might have gotten away with this if she actually said joke's on you, but she did not.
Oh, okay.
She did not. So we're talking about a lady. Her name is Rorie Susan Woods.
You know I like the name Rorie.
What about Susan?
Nope.
Woods?
Negative.
1 out of 3 is not bad. I'll call her RSW.
Nah, I like Rorie. Although, is she going to give Rorie's a bad name?
She might.
I don't like that. Then call her, what was her name? Susan?
Rorie Susan?
Yeah, don't use Rorie then. Just Susan.
Calling her RSW.
She's too good for Rorie.
So how old would you guess she is if you had to guess about a lady sticking bees on police officers?
She stuck the bees on police officers?
Guess I'm giving you a little bit of a clue as to what's going to happen.
Okay, so she shows up to evictions. Does she know anything about? Like, if she doesn't know the people? Did you say that?
Could be her eviction. I haven't told you yet. Does that matter for her age?
Yes, I'm trying to figure this out. Because some people, I feel like the older you get, the more you stick your nose into business that isn't yours when you're a certain type of person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get info to try to figure out. Okay.
Just based on
Her
the
name is
title, how old?
Susan.
And you know
All right,
her
let's see.
name and the title. How old do you think
55.
she is? 100% 55 years old. She's from Hadley, Massachusetts, I believe. And she's now facing charges of assault and battery.
With bees?
With bees. Assault and battery with bees. ABB, assault and battery WB.
BBB?
Remember the WB frog?
Yes. Is he dead?
I don't know.
That's sad.
The station is dead, the channel. The
Then
WB
he's
channel.
dead. Aw, that's sad. I like that frog.
R.I.P. WB. So we're in Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Deputies assigned to enforce an eviction in western Massachusetts said they were attacked by a woman armed with a swarm of bees. She didn't just have them, she was armed.
Okay, so is she showing up like this? I'm picturing she shows up like Storm. You know how
From
Storm,
X-Men.
yes, from X-Men. Like she shows up like that, like her eyes glaze over with yellow instead of white. And then all of a sudden there's like these bees, like there's this buzzing sound.
Tornado of bees around her.
Yeah, like wind starts blowing from all of the bee wing, like going like crazy. And then it's just like this attack of bees. Please tell me that this is what happens.
Maybe. We'll have to find out. It happened at 9:15 in the morning on October 12th. What kind of vehicle do you think she drove?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that she's not like Storm. So
She did not fly there, yes.
she showed up with a truck.
A blue Nissan Xterra.
Darn it.
Sort of truck.
She's making Andy look bad.
The SUV was driven by 55-year-old Rorie Susan Woods of Hadley, the sheriff said. Woods was towing manufactured beehives behind her SUV. Photos provided by the sheriff's office show Woods struggling with a deputy. In the picture, she is trying to take these manufactured beehives. The officer's trying to take them away from her. It's a big struggle. They both look like no one's going to win.
What is this lady doing? Was she trying to pick up the beehive and throw it at them?
A sheriff's deputy tried to stop her, but as the agitated bees started getting out and circling the area, he pulled back, the sheriff wrote in a statement. Here's your answer. She then smashed the lid and flipped a hive off the flatbed, making the bees extremely aggressive. They swarmed the area and stung several officers and other innocent bystanders who were nearby.
Poor bees.
Lesson learned, if you see a crazy lady with a bunch of bees on the back of a SUV, do not bystand.
Do not bystand. Got it.
You will get stung. Because 100% of the stories I've heard in situations like this, the people have gotten stung.
Because the lady will flip the lid.
I'm just saying, every story I've
it.
ever read about this, that happens. So just beware. Woods donned a beekeeper suit and carried a tower of bees to the front door of the home where she tried to further agitate the bees, Kachi said. The sheriff said this was an attempt to stop the eviction process. Photos provided by the sheriff's office show Woods was still wearing the beekeeper suit when she was eventually arrested. And she 100% is in full beekeeper garb with the net thing over her head, the little square box you wear. She is walking away, hands behind her back in that beekeeper suit, which means they probably put her in the back of the police car with her beekeeper suit on.
That's very comical to picture her trying to look around, because the hood of the beekeeper suit doesn't move with like your body very well, or your head. Like it just stays in one position. So I'm just picturing her in there like trying to look around, and she can't see what's going on because the stupid thing is not moving. She's
got a very smug mugshot.
Of course she does. Who does that and then isn't super smug about it? Like, in her head while they're taking that, she's like, I showed them who's going to fight bees. I am Storm. Yeah.
That's exactly
she's
what she looks like. She looks like those words are circling around in her head. And I'll put all these pictures on our Twitter account so you can go there to see them all. But here's some more of the story. The woman who traveled here put the lives in danger as several of the staff on scene are allergic to bees, Kachi said in a statement provided by his office. We had one staff member go to the hospital, and luckily he was all right, or she would be facing manslaughter charges. I support people's right to protest peacefully, but when you cross the line and put my staff and the public in danger, I promise you will be arrested. Woods is facing 4 counts of assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon, so bees are now dangerous weapons, 3 counts of assault by means of dangerous weapon, and 1 count of disorderly conduct. She was booked at the Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Facility. Now, go ahead.
Well, so why isn't she charged with, like, attempted manslaughter or accidental attempted manslaughter? Is that a thing?
I mean, it was premeditated. That's hard to prove that she went there to try to kill people.
Well, but when people are allergic to bees like that, where like if you need an EpiPen, like it is a life-threatening situation.
It is, but you don't know going there that people are allergic to.
No, but you should just assume. Of course, anybody who is going to take the time to load up their beehives to travel to somewhere, I guess, is not thinking this through.
And it was not her house.
Didn't you ever watch My Girl? Come on.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He died.
He did
Spoiler.
die.
You have not seen the movie yet? He dies.
From bee stings.
Don't waste your time watching it. You're going to cry at the end and he dies. Oh, it's that simple.
That movie broke my heart. Such a good movie.
I read your diary about it. So we can play another guessing game. I'm not even going to play a guessing game with it. I'm just going to tell you. Here's the house that she was protesting the eviction.
Okay.
It was a 9,563 square foot house with 7 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms, estimated value $1.5 million.
You know I'm going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Why the frick do they have so many bathrooms? Why do you have more bathrooms than you do bedrooms? What is happening in this house that they need 9 bathrooms?
They have lots of friends with IBS that they're always inviting over.
Put a half bath here, one here. Ralph, he's got it real bad. And he hangs out in that corner. Put another half bath there.
It's thoughtful. If you have IBS or have some sort of problems, you're going to go to their house because you know there's going to be a bathroom available, no matter how many people are there. But apparently no one was hanging out there because they were getting ready to get evicted.
Mm.
Maybe they found a better house with more bathrooms.
We got a house, you guys. Check it. It's got 10 bedrooms and 25 bathrooms.
Perfect.
I'm done with this house. We're just going to let it foreclose. We're going to the new house.
And have you ever even heard of anything like this with evictions and protesting evictions and people going to them?
No, I could see it happening for like an elderly person or someone who, had a family member get cancer or something and had to spend a ton of money on all the medical bills. And so they're protesting that. Well,
I won't say it's funny you say that, but you kind of hit the nail on the head because this lady back in 2018, she is actually fighting eviction from her house because of predatory lending that she got. She got a bad loan and she was appealing her conviction. And so somebody within the state took her and 20 others and were basically standing up for them, saying they have a right to appeal.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I guess, don't know that when they're getting evicted, they can delay things by all these appeals that are written into law so that you can keep staying there. Basically just longer. But at the time, she was living on disability and she was given a $100,000 bond to continue the appeal process. But she also had cancer. So this is a lady that basically just couldn't afford the house, but she did what she had to do to fight it. And I think I don't know what the conclusion of it is, if she kept her house or not, but she, I guess, had someone stand up for her. So now she goes and stands up for other people for their house, which, like you said, if it's someone older, maybe they're sick, they have cancer, that's fine. But someone that's in a $1.5 million house, and I was reading another article on the same thing, another report on it. This person is not related to her in the slightest, just a random person. And he's been going through the eviction process since 2018. And back when that was owed, he still owed $1.2 million on the house.
My word. So he's just not paying.
So he's not paying. Whether he couldn't pay anymore, who knows?
Why are you going to waste your bees on someone like that?
You almost don't feel bad for someone in a house like that that's getting evicted. You know what you're getting into when you buy a $1.5 million
bathroom house. That is weird.
Maybe they could have afforded it if they only had 7 bathrooms.
Yeah. They didn't think this through. All that water flushing all the extra toilets from the friends with IBS running in there every 5 seconds.
So is there any way you could do something more petty than just bringing a bunch of bees and sticking them on officers, asking if people were allergic and then saying good when she finds out they were?
As soon as you were talking about it, all I was thinking of was a BB gun.
A BB gun.
A BB gun, and she's just shooting bees at everybody.
I think we have another idea.
BB gun.
So kind of like the little straws, the little dart guns.
No, an actual. I'm picturing a BB gun, but instead of just like loading the bullets regular, it's got like this like jar thing on top full of bees. And then when you want to shoot it, when you pump it, it sucks a bee down into the thing, and then because it's got to be a way that they're like alive, and because when they hit somebody, you want it to sting. So the person can't be too far away from you when you're shooting it because you don't want to kill the bee.
And we could have multiple models of it, and one particular one where you only put angry bees and it only accepts angry bees. We'll call that version the Rorie.
Look out, she has a Rorie.
Whoa, that's angry bees.
You guys run. Those can go farther.
But if you shot that at someone, we already have standard that says it's going to be dangerous weapon, so Might need to think twice about this BBGun.
I mean, it's just bees are so hard to just to make the hive, to get them to stay, to produce honey. Like, it's so much work and time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like such a waste to go to a house you don't know the person, and that's how you're going to protest for somebody you don't know, and it doesn't sound like they deserve you protesting.
Just such a petty thing to do. Like, if you're gonna go protest normal, block it, whatever. But don't bring a bunch of bees and throw them at police officers and try to swarm the house with bees.
And smash your beehive. Like, that's your property. What are you doing, lady?
So I'll ask, is there anything pettier you could do?
I just said it. My BBGun.
Well, okay, other than bees, is there anything that she could have done pettier? We're off the bee topic. Can you think of anything pettier she could have done besides bees or inventing a BBGun? The Rorie model. You look like you're lost in thought.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Sure, there's dumber things they could do.
Yeah.
So would you say this is something petty she did, or just stupid, just plain stupid, dumb petty?
I mean, I think it's like thought out petty, because she has to load up her stupid, dumb beehives, but not at the same time not thought out, because what are you doing with your bees? You're only hurting yourself in this situation, because then what are you going to do with your bees?
If she was living on disability, this is obviously maybe how she was making money now, is raising the bees,
like selling
the honey. And now she just smashed her business.
It just was not thought. It was not thought out. It was thought out. Like, she thought she knew this was a great idea. I'm going to keep them away with my bees. And then, no.
And every article I read did say that she allegedly did that, despite the fact that there's pictures of her doing it. And there's pictures of the beehives all over the place. So I'm not even bothering using the word that she allegedly did this.
Yeah.
But she did plead not guilty to the charges. How she's going to fight them, no idea. There's literally pictures of her walking away in a beekeeper suit with bees flying around her.
Listen, I woke up. I was at this place. I had this beehive thing on. I have these beehives here. I just freaked out. I didn't know how I got there, and I just started smashing. It wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
I heard there was going to be a protest. And I've heard people talking rumors on the dark web about people protesting these evictions with bees. So to protect myself, I just happened to wear a beekeeper suit. And sure enough, there were bees there. And I got blamed for it because I happened to be the one wearing a beekeeper suit.
Just because I thought ahead. I don't know. This is a very
Rorie Susan,
crazy story.
You made a mistake. But you got talked about in many, many news articles. It was a very popular story for a couple of days, so I had to talk about it. It was just too stupid and funny to pass up.
I mean, I read the news all the time, and I had not heard of this, so I like it.
So that's our mini episode for today.
Good one.
Lesson learned.
Never heard one for bees being used as a weapon before, and now we know. And we have the Rorie.
And so if we ever get evicted from our house, I know who I'm going to call.
Hey, there's a lady right down the road who sells honey,
bees.
And she's got a ton of beehives. She will not miss like 4 of them.
Well, Rorie Susan, when we get evicted from our house, we'll supply the bees. Just come down and throw them all over our property.
I like how you're just planning for it already. We've already lived here for 15 years, but all right.
Yeah, we'll get evicted.
You never know.
So that's our episode for today.
Please be sure and give our show
Go to our website, letstalkpetty.com. You can download older episodes. You can subscribe. You can rate. You can share our webpage and episodes with other people. And come back next week and we'll have another mini episode for you. And this time Kate will have one. Talk to you next time.
See you then.